All right, let's talk about the heart of an ALS care day. I'm talking about the midday and afternoon hours. That stretch of time that can feel like a mountain of tasks you just have to get through. But what if we could change that? What if, with a simple shift in mindset, those hours could feel less like a checklist and more like a steady, intentional rhythm?
This. This right here is everything. It's the most important idea we're going to cover. It's about moving away from that constant pressure of just getting things done and stepping into the power of actually designing a day that works, that's sustainable. This isn't about being productive, it's about being purposeful. And you can really feel the difference here, can't you? On one side, you have that feeling of friction, that constant thought of, we have so much to get through. And on the other side, there's flow. It's a sense of order, of calm. It's about creating these little pockets of space that reduce the strain on everyone. So let's really build out this idea with what we can call the midday philosophy. Look, midday is usually the most active part of the day, right? It's jam-packed with appointments and calls and all the logistics. But with just a little bit of structure, it can feel calm and, well, doable, instead of just clinical and overwhelming. And this is the absolute key. We are totally redefining what efficiency means in this context. It is not about how fast you can race through a to-do list, not at all. It's about how much energy, how much dignity, and how much human connection you can preserve while you do it. That is the real win. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we put this philosophy into practice? Well, it all starts with creating some order by structuring the middle of the day into these really manageable chunks or blocks. So instead of staring at one giant intimidating list, we just group similar tasks together into 3 logical blocks. And here's the secret sauce, the real game changer. You take just a 10 or 15-minute pause between each block. Just a moment to breathe, hit the reset button, and transition. Trust me, this tiny little change completely transforms the whole feeling of the day. So in that first block, the medical and therapy block, the name of the game is reducing friction by just being prepared. Think about creating a permanent appointment kit, a little bag with med lists, insurance info, everything you need. Or keep a running note on your phone with questions for the doctor. Little systems like these completely eliminate that last-minute scramble. And this leads to this really beautiful idea, adding what we'll call sparkle. This is all about injecting a little bit of humanity back into these clinical moments. Acknowledge a small win, play a favorite song on the drive home. It's about reframing the end of an appointment not as something that drains you, but as something you moved through together. Now, for the nutrition and medication block, the goal is pretty much the same: reduce the mental load. And here, systems are absolutely your best friend. Things like weekly pill organizers, getting the pharmacy to do auto refills and delivery, keeping one single master list that's always up to date. These things create consistency, and that means less stress. And of course, we can add sparkle here too. Maybe you pair medication time with something pleasant, like a favorite tea or some quiet music. And listen to the language here. It's so powerful. Instead of it just being a task, a simple phrase like, "This is supporting your strength today," brings so much warmth and purpose to the routine. These small shifts in tone, they matter a lot. Okay, so now we're at a really critical transition point. As we move out of midday and into the afternoon, we have to consciously shift gears. We are moving out of that active doing mode and into a much quieter, sustaining mode. Taking a real pause right here is so important. And here is why that shift is so important. You see, ALS fatigue isn't just about being tired. It's a profound, cumulative kind of exhaustion that takes a really long time to recover from. When you learn to recognize the signs, the speech getting a little slower, the breathing a bit heavier, you can respond before that energy is totally gone. And because of that, our guiding question for the afternoon completely changes. It's no longer, okay, what's next on the list? The question becomes this: what is the absolute least we need to do right now? And how can we do it as gently as possible? This one question just reorients everything around preserving energy. This brings us to the real art of afternoon care. It's less about action and much more about 2 crucial things: preventing any complications and the simple, profound power of just being present. The tasks of the afternoon are really quiet, but they are absolutely vital. Regular repositioning, gentle skin checks, some passive range of motion exercises. This isn't busy work. These are the fundamental things that prevent pain and really serious health issues down the road. And this is where we have to completely reframe our definition of success. A good afternoon is often one where it looks like nothing much happened at all. But these are what we can call the invisible wins. You prevented a pressure sore. You staved off a fatigue crash. That quiet, uneventful afternoon, that is a massive, massive victory. So what does sparkle look like here in the quiet of the afternoon? It's even simpler. It's opening a window to let some fresh air in. It's putting on some meaningful music from the past. It might just be sharing a moment of quiet presence, which can honestly be more powerful than any conversation. These little micro moments, they're the soul of the afternoon. So let's bring all this together. We've gone from this big idea of flow to the practical blocks of midday and into the quiet preventative care of the afternoon. And what it all leads to is this profound redefinition of what a good day even looks like anymore. You start to realize that the whole scoreboard has changed. Before, a good day might have been all about how much you got done, about productivity. But now success is measured in comfort. It's measured in those tiny moments of connection. It's measured by ending the day with energy preserved, not totally depleted. And in the end, it really just comes down to this. Success is found in the smallest, most human moments. A shared breath, a knowing smile, the quiet comfort of just a small piece of normal life. And that right there is the rhythm and flow we've been working towards.